Zoe. I went to bed like this.
And I'm Sam, and I woke up like this.
And this is Water and Shade, and it's movie night.
Welcome to our pillow forts.
So classically, we do make Wheel of Time content. However, we're I'm very excited because the Snyder Cut is out and we really want to talk about it, and I'm going to force Sam to watch it. So we're going to have movie night with Water and Shade, and I hope you enjoy.
I have not seen this cut. I watched the original 2017 version of Justice League last night and thought it was a big old Tesseract full of garbage. So I think today will be an eye-opening experience.
In 2017, DC released the theatrical cut of Justice League. There's a little bit that kind of happened beforehand though, and that's where the tea has to be spilled. In the build-up to Justice League being released, there was of course Man of Steel, there was of course Batman Superman, and the Wonder Woman film. And these were all leading up to Justice League, which was billed to be at least 2 or maybe even 3 parts. This was being made by Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder was teasing that Unite the Seven, there are 7 members of the original Justice League, and that was a pretty big marketing campaign. So we were looking forward to meeting 7 members of the Justice League, and so far we've only met 3 before this film was released. So Zack Snyder, actually his daughter tragically died, and Zack Snyder decided to walk away from the Justice League project, and Warner Brothers hired Joss Whedon. Everyone was really excited about this, but then the film came out and it kind of didn't really go anywhere. It didn't set up a second Justice League, second part. We also only met 6 members of the Justice League when the entire marketing campaign was Unite the Seven. So it was all just a little bit... In the time after that, fans started calling to see the Zack Snyder Cut, and more details got released over the years, namely being that Zack Snyder was actually under a lot of pressure to make changes to the movie to basically give it a more Marvel type feel, if you will, but it doesn't really work with the DC brand. DC has always been a little bit darker, a little bit grittier. Their heroes have always kind of walked more of a fine line as well. It's a little bit strange that they kind of wanted to follow this Marvel formula when fans are going to watch both anyway, so who the fuck cares? Anyway, lots and lots of stuff came out, and just before we got this cut, Zack Snyder admitted that he was under a lot of pressure to make a lot of changes, and he didn't really agree with those changes at all. And after his daughter passed away, he just really didn't want to fight the battle anymore, so he walked away. Thankfully, we have 4 hours of footage that was filmed by Zack Snyder, and he's finally cut it, and now we're getting to see it. The Justice League film that was intended for the franchise.
I am a Marvel girl. I am an X-Men Marvel girl.
I love the X-Men. I'm not massively into the Avengers characters. No, this is a different intro.
It's not that cheesy home movie bullshit that was in the first one. I was like, really?
Yeah. I hated that as well. And his mouth looked so terrible. They had it all CGI'd out and it just looked ridiculous. I mean, I'd still sit on it and everything, but it was bad.
She's so beautiful.
Oh.
I really haven't seen any of these. I saw Wonder Woman, and that's it.
No.
It's Bilbo Baggins! Wait, no, it's Facebook! Who is that guy?
It's supposed to be Lex Luthor, but this was a poor casting choice if there ever was one.
This really makes much more sense than the 9 hours of exposition that they did in the theatrical cut, but I'm getting a lot more from this and I'm barely paying attention.
Oh, we got another mother box. Yes, they're mother boxes. This is something that really bothered me in the theatrical cut, was that they called them mother. I've never heard that in the comics before, ever. I don't know where this mother thing came from. That was a choice.
Call
It was a choice.
me mother.
Alright, we're already telling the story here. This
is show don't tell. If somebody says, so let me get this straight, I immediately fucking check out. Like, get better writers, bitch.
Get a new cliche.
She's gonna die. Yeah, this has a much, like, grittier feel already. I like it.
Yeah. Zack Snyder works with a very distinct color palette, and you can already see the change. It matches Batman, Superman, it matches Man of Steel.
This is why this is 4 hours, because it's 4 hours of panning over the fjords. Just show Jason Momoa already.
That's what we
you know that's where you're
for.
going. You know you're going to the fjords to see the Hawkman. And then we shop the Klarna. I quote Trixie Mattel quoting Klarna so much that I expect to start getting royalties at this point. Ben Affleck is a pretty hot dad, to be fair. God, look at that beard. Oh, I want to scratch my thighs on that.
This is what we came for.
See, this is the sort of exposition that hooks me, the viewer. Polynesian Norwegian.
Oh, and that's the winning shot there.
Oh! Oh.
That water must be so fucking cold.
I know, I gotta go behind this curtain for like 5 minutes. Look at his little nipples.
Smell it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. There's like zero judgment from me on this.
I feel like he would smell really bad, but in the best way. Where it's like one of those things that you just kind of are like, that smells awful. I'm pretty sure you can't drive a U-Haul over a cemetery, Diane Lane.
Whatever. She do what she wants.
She's grieving!
Okay. I think DC did kind of a really awesome job when it came to casting. Lex Luthor and Lois Lane, I just don't buy into. I love Amy Adams. I think she's adorable. She's very the girl next door. Lois Lane is not the fucking girl next door. And I just don't buy her. I just don't buy it.
Yeah, this is a very different palette. I really like it.
It's Michael
Hi,
Bolton!
Dad! It's Michael Bolton! Oh, Dad!
If you've somehow found your way to Water and Shade because of this, Michael Bolton will be playing Michael McElhatton, whatever his name is. We call him Michael Bolton. Will be playing Tam Althor in Amazon's Wheel of Time, and this is a big deal. It's a big deal.
He's everybody's dad. I look forward to watching him uncanonically die in the series. No, Daddy, no!
He's rescuing kids from mountains, and now he's back.
But it's different when they're your own.
It really fucking is.
Oh. Oh.
Yes, Diana.
Heroine! Oh.
You know what I always loved about Diana is that she's not like fucking Superman and Batman with their whole like, I'm not gonna kill anyone. I'm just gonna like save the day and then take all the plaudits. Like, no, she's gonna take care of business. She's gonna take care of this shit. I love that about her. Okay, I just want to like take a moment to say I appreciate the fact that in the theatrical cut we had a few like butt cheek shots by now of Diana. I'm glad Zack didn't go down that route. I haven't seen butt cheek.
It's just it's like a leg is incidental because it's what she's doing. I like that it's very active. Like, heroes don't fucking stand like this. They're like big old titties hanging out. Like,
No.
Can I be like you someday?
Yes!
Don't lie to her, Diana. She wasn't carved from clay and made by the gods.
No, but she can still be like Wonder Woman. You shut your mouth. I don't like your negative attitude. I love standing in hero wind, and I do want to fuck a guy from World War I, so maybe I can be Wonder Woman.
Well, he looks very different. Very fucking different.
Daughters of Themyscaria! Show him your fear!
Yeah!
Nice. Steppenwolf looks so much more menacing.
Yeah, he doesn't just look like Thanos Jr. He looks like an actual villain. There's some 80s arena band joke in there. Should call him Duran Duran. Ladies, oh my god.
Yeah. Look at this blonde woman. If you don't see Brigitte,
oh!
I don't know what you're doing.
That is Brigitte. Oh my god.
There's a fucking casting choice right there.
I really appreciate that this is so much more like
consequential.
Yes.
They never really spoke about the parademons very much in Justice League, which kind of really frustrated me, because they brought up the parademons in Batman Superman Dawn of Justice, and you see parademons for the first time there, and I thought they would elaborate a little bit more on parademons, and they never did. So I hope they do in this.
Dude, his armor is sick. It makes me uncomfortable, like the way it's all like scaly. It like makes me itchy.
It's like metamorphosizing. Like,
yeah. And his loincloth looks like a big old wiener.
It's actually very in line with like the images we see for Krypton, and like Kryptonian technology is like all that like shift in metal.
I would watch an entire movie of just this.
Yeah. I would. I really, I know I loved the first Wonder Woman movie. I loved how they did the whole World War I thing. I loved it. But I really was like, I just wanted more Themyscira. That was one of the things for me. I was just like, I just want more.
Yeah, this wasn't the original, but it was just like, okay, who are you? Like, I see your Theoden moment.
It was much shorter.
Yeah.
Which I understand. I mean, 4 hours is a long time. But that film was only like an hour and like 30 minutes. And like Infinity Wars was like 3 hours, so don't give me no fucking bullshit that you had to cut it down to make it more palatable for the audience.
No, nerds will watch 4 hours of fucking Justice League.
Any motherfucker in the movie is wearing a cape. I will sit in the cinema for 4 hours and watch it. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Part 2. The Age of Heroes.
I love their Barry Allen. I think he's so cute.
He's not Barry Allen, he's Wally West, but as Barry. So there's another Flash called Wally West. In the 90s, there was this cartoon Justice League, and that moved into Justice League Unlimited in the early 2000s, and it was like my favorite show growing up. Like I still quote quotes from that to this day. Instead of having Barry Allen Flash in that, they had Wally West Flash. And he was such a dynamic against this kind of like brooding Justice League, and he was incredible. I loved him. So I'm so glad they took this version of the Flash and kind of merged a bit of Barry Allen, but with a lot of Wally West.
Thank you for cutting out that stupid exposition about what happened to your dead kid. He died. The 2017, the Joss Whedon is like a masterclass in telling and not showing, and how to write trash and film trash and edit trash.
Joss Whedon is the kind of guy who will like put a fart joke in where the Titanic is sinking, and you're just like,
I mean, I would do that because that's hilarious. Like my favorite part of Titanic is when the guy's jumping off the Titanic off the back and he hits the propeller and he goes like, bing! and then like does this, and I crack up every single time, and it's so inappropriate, but it's so funny. The beacons are lit! The beacons are lit! Gondor calls for aid! I'm not gonna stop making this joke.
Okay, this looks like a reference to Apollo's arrow. So fun fact, in some of the stories, especially in the cartoon that was in the 90s, Apollo is the son of Darkseid, but Darkseid and the Allfather, but not Thor's dad because it's not Marvel, it's DC. The Allfather exchanged sons when they were like babies to kind of harbor a truce between their like people. So Apollo grew up as a god, not as a devil, as it were. And there's Darkseid. Okay. I like where this is going. So
This makes more sense now.
Because you've got references to Darkseid in the theatrical cut, but they never went anywhere with it. And I was kind of like...
And you don't know what's going on.
I was kind of like, surely Darkseid is going to turn up at the end, and that's kind of like what's going to tie us into the second film, where you're kind of like, Darkseid comes, and then they defeat Steppenwolf, and Darkseid is like, oh, that Thanos moment of, fine, I'll do it myself.
Right.
That's what I was expecting, and it never happened. When they said this was 4 hours, I was like, I at least hope an hour of it is just like, you know, slow motion shots of Jason Momoa with his shirt off in the ocean.
Drinking angrily.
Props to you, Jason Momoa.
I'm so hot.
That's impressive.
I can go out in the snow and not get cold.
That's it, slow it down.
Ooh.
Let's take your time.
You're so moody. I could fix you, but I don't wanna. Oh! Yeah!
Fun fact, the tides here are symbolic for what's happening in the ladies' panties as they're watching this. Symbolism.
Oh my god!
I totally get symbolism. This is in Aquaman. This is the story of Aquaman, that he has to find this trident. He's found this trident here, but he's not found it in Aquaman. That kind of shits on the Aquaman movie a little bit there. Okay. It's fucking Darkseid. This is... They fucking cut Darkseid from this fucking movie.
Whoa!
His Darkseid waged war on Earth.
I'm broken. Why would you...
Infinity of space. He called forth mystics.
Because neckbeards only have room for one villain!
The mother boxes.
Wait. Mother boxes?
I'm so mad right now. I'm so fucking mad that they would cut out Darkseid. Darkseid is just such a fucking incredible villain. You cut him out for what?
This is a battle scene I care about.
I'm broken. I can't believe they cut out Darkseid.
I can't believe they cut this out.
Why would you do this?
This is so good.
Josh Whedon, of all the fucked up shit you've done, this is up there. I fucking hate you.
Joss Whedon can suck my dick. Except you can't because it's reserved for Aquaman. Darkseid is a really stupid name for a villain, though, to be fair.
He is evil incarnate. He's the devil. He is the...
You might as well call him bad guy. He is bad
He is
guy.
entropy. He is death. He Darkseid. You don't spell it side like S-I-D-E. It's like Said, S-E-I-D.
Okay.
If that makes it any better.
A little bit.
I'm going to ask you a question as we take a little break at part 3, and I'm going to ask you, are you following what's going on?
I
Like,
am
do you
now.
find-
Like, I actually kind of get what's going on. I know that there's, like, nods to things that happened in other portions of this, but it makes me want to go watch them instead of being like, this whole franchise is garbage because I watched a garbage movie. But now I'm like, I'm more engaged. I feel like in the theatrical version, it's because they tell you what to think through the whole thing. They say, we're sad. Everybody sad. Pantomime where they're like, he's behind you. Like, that's what the Joss Whedon version reminds me of.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so that's like a point of view from someone who's like not really invested in DC films. So I'm gonna give my like view from someone who knows the DC EU franchise and someone who is, you know, a DC comic book fan. I feel a lot of things where I feel really angry at the sense that so much of this was cut out and like the story is so much better, and to see him there is just like, I don't know if you saw my face, but I was just like I broke. I literally broke down as if it's just like I'm trying to like think of like smart ass remarks and like clever comments, but I don't have any because I'm just so kind of like overwhelmed by this moment. And then to think that it got cut out and the garbage that we actually, at the moment I feel like someone broke into my house and robbed all of my precious belongings. And I also kind of really want to get my money back for going to see Justice League in the cinema.
Yeah.
Especially because I was pregnant at the time and I needed to pee through like most of it.
And you
really,
kept waiting for it to get good.
I was just like holding it the whole time because I was like, it's gonna get good, it's gonna get good.
And it never did.
Didn't.
I checked out in the theatrical, I checked out in like the first scene of like that shitty home movie, like, Superman, what do you like best about being a superhero? And he's like, oh, the chicks. I was like, no.
It just, you know, for me, it's like, I appreciate that we've got to see that Wonder Woman is a badass without having to see her butt cheeks. And I'm not complaining. Like, Gal Gadot has awesome fucking butt cheeks, and I will, like, quite happily stare at them all the time. But sometimes it's just so forced in and unnecessary, and I don't want to see it during those moments.
If I'm looking at a woman that I find attractive, which is literally all of Themyscaria, like, I don't want to see the sexy, like, I want to see, like, using a huge fucking hammer to kill a bad guy. That's
fucking sexy in itself. You don't
And I can say that both as a woman and a woman who wants to have sex with women. That is really hot. Like, pay attention to what people actually want.
I just, they've made you know, the moment for me where she takes out Michael Bolton, she kills him, and they make a point that there's this moment when Diana is talking about, she's saying to like Superman, there's a reason
just kill them.
She goes, there's a reason I do not have a list of villains as long as Superman's, as long as Batman's, because when I deal with them, I fucking deal with them. And it's such a badass moment for Diana because she takes care of shit, and you saw it there. That was like the Wonder Woman that I love.
And I love that she actively killed him. It wasn't like a Beauty and the Beast moment where it's like he fell but nobody really killed him. It's like, no, she fucking killed him. That's what needed to happen. That's her job. That is literally what we pay her for.
Yeah. Well, I cannot wait for the next part. I feel so many things. Like, I'm enjoying this so much and I'm so excited. I also feel really pissed off because this isn't what I got to see in the cinema.
Almost like you were Darkseided. If you want to have more time in our sweat tents, what we also call just pillow fort, like this video and subscribe below, and then go over to our Patreon and send us some money so we can keep producing remarkable programming like this, supported by viewers like you. Thank you.
And so I can buy more wine because this one's gone in just one part.
Yeah, this is a 4-hour fucking movie, guys. We got a lot to get through. So until next time, may you always find water and